Yes, it is an awesome car, but it's not perfect. The best description of this familiar powertrain is that it feels effortless, and that's just like a luxury car should. The design is focused on the driver. It does emphasize the performance aspects, but you never compromise on luxury. You're watching Cartel TV, and I'm Jenny. Subscribe to the channel.
We had a quick look at the Genesis G70 a short while back, but we weren't allowed to drive it yet. I loved what I saw, and I could kind of guess how it would drive based on experience from cars from the same umbrella company with a similar powertrain.
Honestly, everything pointed to this was going to be an awesome car. And then we got this one that's behind me, and we've tested it out for a week. And yes, it is an awesome car, but it's not perfect. Yet, it's well worth the money, but it has some really tough competitors. So the plot thickens.
No? Well, the G70 is just perfect for some people, and for others, there are better options out there.
Well, let me tell you about it so you can decide if it's the perfect car for you.
In terms of looks, it's polarizing. I love the way it looks, but I know some people are less thrilled, to put it nicely.
For me, the new grille is really nice. It does look a little bit too large on some of the bigger models, but I think it works really well here.
It's large, but it fits the picture well.
The twin headlights have also been controversial, but they're unique and conspicuous in a good way.
We want to see that on luxury cars. You buy a car like this to stand out after all, to look classy, but not in your face.
I mean, you certainly won't miss the grille and the headlights, but they are certainly not vulgar either, which is a good thing.
More elegant and instantly recognizable. Mission achieved.
The design definitely does hint towards coupe-ish.
The sideline gives a bit of that air that the CLS or the A7 give, but not as direct.
It actually makes the car look more elegant, and that's a success in my book. I mean, it's a luxury model after all.
The rear continues the style of the front with split-line taillights, but a cleaner overall design.
Another example of an elegant design feature is a subtle boot lid spoiler. It improves the look of both the side and the rear of the car.
If you are more into larger boots and a more coupe style, there is a hint of a shooting brake design that will come soon. Yes, it's basically a stylized wagon, but I love the way that they look.
All in all, it looks nice and sleek and fits the design space it's supposed to. Now let's see what they hide under the bonnet.
There are two options to choose from, starting from a 2-litre inline-4 and a 3.3-litre V6. The entry-level one comes with 180 kilowatts of power and 353 newton-meters of torque. It's lovely that all the torque comes from just 1,400 revs and goes all the way up to 4,400 revs. If you know how much torque you generally use in everyday driving, you will know that this is more than enough and in a very usable rev range.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is that you don't need more, but you want more. I know you do because you're just like me.
The more is the engine I have under the bonnet of this car, and it is the 3.3-litre Lambda 2. This lovely twin-turbo beast gives 274 kilowatts of power and 510 newton-meters of torque from 1,300 revs to 4,500 revs. This engine has a variable exhaust valve system and a dynamic all-wheel drive system, which has a drift mode. You know, like the E63 has. Official acceleration time to 100 is 4.7 seconds.
Both are paired with Hyundai's 8-speed automatic. So let me tell you what this one feels like to drive.
First of all, I've tried the engine in the Kia Stinger and it was really awesome.
It was very sporty and aggressive, but here it feels a little bit different, and this is a good thing.
There's still loads of power, torque is on tap, and the gearbox is perfect.
The whole driving experience is less aggressive and more relaxed and effortless.
I have no idea what makes it so.
So maybe it's because the engine has a slightly different tune, or maybe it's the gearbox, or maybe it's the suspension setup, or maybe it's the sum of many things.
The result is excellent. Acceleration is easy, overtaking is easy. Driving through the city is easy. There's loads of potential for fun behind the wheel, and in sports mode, it can feel pretty sporty.
The best description of this familiar powertrain is that it feels effortless, and that's just like a luxury car should.
What makes this car special to drive is that the sporty side is reminiscent of the whole sports sedan feel from a few decades ago.
Now that was literally the setup back in the day.
Just remember the E30 BMW or the W124 E500. It's a driver's car, at least as much as the Kia Stinger, but with that additional luxurious side that comes with the Genesis nameplate. This is why effortless is the main adjective to aspire to, and this powertrain gets there with ease.
Now I just have to point out the variable valve system again.
It adds to the character for sporty driving, but the variable side keeps it under control when you just want some peaceful cruising.
But I have to point out that it never feels too noisy. In fact, it is so quiet and refined. They must have some really good insulation.
I should also say that this engine officially consumes 10.2 litres per 100 kilometres, and with all the fun we had in this car, we actually did not a lot more than that, somewhere around 11.
Yes, you can definitely use more fuel if you want, but you can also hit the official fuel number, which is not what we could say about the last few decades.
Driving modes significantly change the character of the car. You get better throttle response, sharper shifts, firmer and more controlled suspension setup, and a different soundtrack to it all.
It transforms from a peaceful cruiser into a serious driver's car in just a second.
Interior quality is great. Materials and the fit and finish are really lovely.
The design is focused on the driver. It does emphasize the performance aspects, but you never compromise on luxury.
The dashboard and the central console controls speak only to the driver. Everything is tilted just a little bit to show who the main person in the G70 is. Standard features include that 10.25-inch screen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, with Genesis exclusive user interface, improved wireless charging, sunroof, leather interior, heated and vented seats, and lots more.
Now, Simone wasn't a huge fan of the climate control design, and I have to say I agree. The layout is actually really user-friendly and intuitive, but I guess design-wise, it looks like it could be something from an entry-level i30. I would expect a little bit more in this segment.
Expectedly, you get all the standard storage and tech features, chargers, a 12-volt, 180-watt outlet, and more than enough space. Up front, you won't want for anything more than what the G70 offers, especially with the luxury pack added. We'll talk about that soon.
Unfortunately, here in the rear is not particularly spacious.
I know, this is a compact executive sedan, and you can't expect the levels of space of a larger car.
But I do need to call it out when me, who is quite average size, is sitting back here and I'm a little squashed. But you do get luxury to make up for it. The front passenger seat moves forward with buttons on the side. And there's actually 3 levels of heated seats for the back row, which I haven't seen before.
Children will have more than enough space, more than enough quality, and expected things such as air vents, cup holders, and, disappointingly, 1 charging point.
Another not so great is the boot space.
Sure, a compact sedan is not the most accommodating option in this respect, but 330 litres is not on par with most of the competition.
Now you can split and fold the rear seats, but if boot space is your priority, this is probably not the best option.
Luxury Pack adds $10K to the price and is actually well worth the money, bringing loads of luxury as well as safety features. It adds things like a 12.3-inch 3D digital instrument cluster, a heads-up display, 16-way power-adjustable driver's seat with memory, Napa leather upholstery, suede headlining, heated steering wheel and rear seats, power-operated boot lid, forward attention warning, adaptive LED headlights, and acoustic laminated windscreen and front door glass, and a 15-speaker Lexicon premium sound system.
Expectedly, the G70 is a very safe car.
There are so many awesome safety goodies like forward collision avoidance assist, blind spot collision avoidance assist, safe exit warning, rear cross traffic collision avoidance assist, navigation-based smart cruise control, lane following assist, multi-collision brake, rear occupant alert, backup guide lamp, rear view monitor.
You know, honestly, we could make this list a lot longer.
So we'll just say that the pre-facelift version got a top safety pick plus praise from the American Insurance Institute for Highway Safety.
But I do want to do a special shout out to the brilliant
surround view monitor and the blind spot monitor, which appears on the dashboard.
The camera resolution is so impressive, and I just get so used to having them really quickly, and then I don't want them to go.
When I started this review, I said that the G70 is just perfect for some people and not the best option for some others.
What all this boils down to at the level of executive sedans is personal preference.
You see, with the famed German trio of compact sedans as its competitors, those being the Audi A4, BMW 3 Series and Mercedes-Benz C-Class, there is always a tug-of-war for the buyers. And those are the ones that aren't locked into a particular brand.
There is no bad choice overall, just the better one for you.
Pricing for the G70 starts at $63,000 for the entry smaller engined option, and this Sport Edition will take you up to $76,000. Both can get the additional luxury pack, which we have here, for an extra $10,000.
So the Genesis G70 easily competes with all its European rivals. But where it really stands out is the fact that it's the new kid on the block. And it's for people who don't follow trends, they set them. For those people, the Genesis is a great buy. Thanks again for watching Cartel TV. Now head on over to our socials because we are going to be bombarding you with content. So make sure you're subscribed and we'll see you in the next review. Bye. Peace.